The Belgian capital, Brussels, was today the latest European city to see unrest over tightened coronavirus restrictions. Tens of thousands of people marched in protest, some threw fireworks at police officers who intervened with tear gas and water cannon. Belgium has just brought in new measures in the face of a sharp rise in infections. The protesters are mainly opposed to the use of COVID passes, which ban the unvaccinated from entering bars and restaurants. Protests have also taken place in Austria, Italy and Croatia. And in the Netherlands, there is now a third night of unrest. Our Europe correspondent Anna Holligan has this report from The Hague.
Another day of unrest, unsettling another European capital. This is Brussels tonight. What began as an organised peaceful march quickly turned nasty. Some protesters threw fireworks at police, others targeted their vehicles. Officers intervened with tear gas and water cannon. Belgium has just brought in new rules in response to a sharp rise in infections. Demonstrators are mainly angry about the use of COVID passes, which stops the unvaccinated from entering venues such as restaurants or bars. Some object to plans to make vaccinations mandatory for health workers.
We know that the virus is there, but we leave it to people to decide whether or not to be vaccinated.
I came to give my opinion about freedom of expression and individual choice, and really to be able to respect everyone's choices.
The Netherlands witnessed the most extreme violence this weekend. Rotterdam was rocked by rioters. Police opened fire, shooting at the crowd with live rounds in response to what they described as a life-threatening situation. Vandals torched bicycles in The Hague. The Justice Minister believes organised criminals may be behind this.
These are not demonstrations, these are attacks on police and firefighters. More than 50 arrests have been made and many more will follow.
These startling demos, happening too in Austria, Croatia and Denmark, reflect rumbling frustrations about the evolving COVID restrictions, considered essential to bring down record-high infection rates. And yet here, the Netherlands' top virologist has warned the rules introduced last weekend aren't yet having any impact on the number of new cases, which will raise concerns in countries across the continent dealing with competing visions on how best to emerge from this worse than expected fourth wave of the coronavirus. The World Health Organization has urged governments to redouble their efforts and reinforce the basics.
Average 48% of the European population is wearing a mask indoor. Any percentage above that will have an immediate effect.
With varying vaccine rates, getting the shots in is seen as critical, but they won't cure the distrust or divisions seeping through some European societies. And there's more trouble here in the Netherlands tonight. Small groups of people destroying things in the northern city of Groningen, and there are reports of unrest elsewhere too. Of course, the catalyst for all of this remains, and other countries are watching and wondering whether this latest disturbing symptom may be coming their way.
Anna, many thanks. Our correspondent Anna Holligan there.